Alrighty, so what did I tell you guys? What did I say after I announced that the latest Doctor Who featuring Ncuti Gatwa was an epic failure in terms of rating? It's the worst rating for a Christmas special ever, and the second worst rating or second lowest rating after the exact first episode of the Doctor in 1963, right? This is the worst rating that they've seen, right? The first episode saw 4.4 million people watching it. Ncuti Gatwa's first episode in the age of internet saw 4.7 million people watching it. Now, these are outrageously abysmal numbers for Doctor Who in today's day. Even by the 1960s standards, we still had William Hartnell getting over 10 million people watching it, right, during his time. Right? And today we are having Ncuti Gatwa have his first episode after actually getting the benefit that many other doctors haven't gotten, which was getting the benefit of actually starring with one of the most popular doctors to introduce him in David Tennant, bringing him in before he had his own episode, and his episode is abysmal. His first episode is abysmal. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh man, it's racist backlash that's causing it. People just don't like a black character. However, I beg to differ. I did go on TikTok to actually go and check normies who are trying to review this show. And majority of these normies, for lack of time, I'm not going to show you guys. You can go on TikTok yourself and find them. They're all over the place. Could not say anything good, particularly about the show, except for praising the character. So you know they're just trying to pander, because if they say anything negative about this man right here, this black man right here, they are going to be deemed racist. And if they're a black person who says anything negative about this black man right here, they are going to be deemed people that have internalized racism, like some people have told me in the past, which I don't care, really. So, lo and behold, in less than 24 hours after that rating news came out, you get this from Newsweek, just like clockwork. Doctor Who Christmas special sparks racist backlash. Go figure. So very, very, very well expected. And you know what these guys are going to do? They're going to dig into the abyss of that place known as X, formerly known as Twitter, to find anything. Anyone mentioned anything about race, and they will say, this is racism, like they usually do. So let's jump into this storyline. I'm going to share my opinion as we go along. Please feel free to share your opinion. Without further ado, let's have some fun now, shall we? So, when a new Doctor is announced to play the Doctor, they are accustomed to criticisms. This is because the show has a passionate fan base, with every fan having a favorite incarnation of the main character. That's absolutely true. While most people quickly learn to love the new actor as soon as they watch a Doctor's debut episode, this year there have been racist and homophobic trolls crawling out of the woodworks. Just like they said when it was Jodie Whittaker's son, they said there were sexist and bigoted trolls crawling into the woodworks. This is the same thing they do, because they are using this to cover up for poor story writing. Nobody has actually said how good this thing is. Some people said, well, I had a little bit of fun with it. I mean, it was quirky, it was this. Ncuti Gatwa was absolutely amazing, because there's nothing else they can say other than that, because if they do, they will be deemed as racist. So they have to praise the actor. And his combination with his co-star, they were so the chemistry was so fantastic. But yeah, what about the storyline? Nope, nobody's really talking about the storyline, because maybe it was horrible. I haven't seen it, so I'm using maybe. I might see it at some point, who knows, maybe for the sake of you guys. But yeah, maybe at some point. Some have taken to X, formerly known as Twitter, to criticize the BBC show for becoming woke propaganda. Now, this reminds me of a person who left in the comment the other day when I made the video about the Doctor, having its worst rating, saying that they are disappointed that a black man doesn't know the meaning of woke. And I laughed. Like as if knowing the meaning of woke is a prerequisite to being black. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, being black is not something you earn. It's not something you achieve. It's something you're born with. The same thing goes for being white. This is why I don't go with the idea of how to be an anti-racist ideology and movement pushed by Abraham X. Kendi. I don't buy into all that, because you cannot tell me that an entire race is just racist and another race is incapable of racism. I don't buy into any of that. I really don't buy into any of that at all. Miss me with that absolute nonsense. I don't need to know the meaning of woke to be black, even though I do know the meaning of woke. I know the origins of woke. I know it started from a good place, but it got co-opted. It got co-opted. And the people that actually pushed this co-opting and hijacking was actually the people that started Black Lives Matters. The three women, whom two of them happened to be lesbians, that were pushing the ideology of black people and black women and black lesbian women facing oppression, because wokeness is about you coming into an awareness of the racism and social injustices being faced by black people. They included women and they included they included women and they included queerness into it. And because they included this thing, they hijacked the movement from being a movement about racism and systemic injustices against black people or social injustices to social injustices against queer people. And so that now includes all the members of LGBTQ, which is the trans people and everybody else, which now includes feminist movement, which is the feminist agenda, because they are women. And this is how it got co-opted. And then everybody jumped in. Able people or disabled people jumped in and said they were facing systemic injustices or social injustices. And so did fat people jump in and say they were facing social injustices. And that's how everything became woke. You are a dummy. So if you're claiming wokeness is something that is just a black, you're just a number in a group of people amongst many other group of people in today's world who are claiming that they are facing social injustices. So this is what wokeness means today. Wake up and smell the coffee. Right? Before you say, oh, this dude doesn't know he's a black person. I don't give a shit if you think I don't know what wokeness means. Because the reality of it is, I'm a black man and it's not something that I achieved. It is something that I was born with. It's simple as that. Stop talking about blackness like as if there is a certain way to be black. You sound racist when you say that. That's the reality of it. In any case, let's see some of these comments that were made that were so racist that it's a racist backlash that this Doctor Who was facing, according to Newsweek. It said, RIP Doctor Who. It's still trending. After a month, it is still trending on Twitter. Ruled by BBC, who wants to turn a straight white Doctor Who into a black gay doctor. How is that racist? That's a statement of fact. And this is the reality of what we face today, where they say words are violent. And this is the reality where they say facts are hate speech. Facts are hate speech. We've seen people face this, where somebody like, Adele would make a statement that she loves being a woman and she loves the idea that there's a category for women in awards, and they say that's a hate speech. And they labeled her a TERF, right? Straight away. Or somebody like J.K. Rowling, who talked about women be women and men be men and, trans being trans and whatever. And they labeled her, that her speech is hate speech. This is what you get today when you make statements of fact. Let's continue. Just to make it more diverse for black gay community. That's the funny thing. You're making this for a community that didn't care if Doctor Who was white in the first instance. They watched it regardless. The same so-called communities that you try to pander to, black people, we watched the Doctor when he was a straight white male and we enjoyed it. Not because he was a straight white male, but because the storylines were great. Right? Because the villains were iconic. Because the movie or the series was interesting. It had nothing to do with that person's race. So you changing them to pander to us is nonsense. And it's just like somewhere in this article where they said something about Ncuti Gatwa being the first black Doctor Who. The pandering is just out of this world. It's sickening to me. At this day and age in 2023, black people need to just like hiss in front of the idea of the first black person to win anything. The first black Oscar winner was Hattie McDaniels in as far back as 1940. We've been achieving things for a long, long time. Lugo said Jr., Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington. We've been achieving stuffs in Hollywood for a long, long time. Stop saying the first black this. Idris Elba got sick of that. First black this is pandering to black people. It is cheap pandering. Nothing more than that. Every time they use it, the first black person to do this, there will never be the end of the first black person to do something. There will never be the end of the first Indian to do something, or the first brown person to do something, or the first white person to do something. But when it comes to white people, they don't say it. When it's the first white person to play whatever, That's why Idris said, I don't want to be the first black anything. I want to be the first Idris Elba. Because I don't just want to inspire black people or black kids. I want to inspire kids that came out from my neighborhood because I came from humble beginnings. So I want to inspire everybody that's coming from humble beginnings. It doesn't necessarily have to be just black people. And Idris Elba is loved by white people, black people, everybody. That's it. That's the way the world should be. But that's not what these people want to promote. These people want to continue to push this propaganda. They said, someone else said, someone please tell me it's a P word. Hashtag Doctor Who, a black doctor. Viewing figures 0. No offense for F's sake, but Doctor Who ain't black. That's another statement of fact. That's not racism. That's it. And I wouldn't be surprised if this person is actually black saying this. I wouldn't be surprised. Neither is he a way man. Got it? Make it so. Do as you are told, said another. So these statements are not racist backlash. They can go on and on and on and on. But this is what they're trying to tell you, that these are racist backlash. So you tell me, people, you tell me, are these things that I've just read, you can read as many as you want. They did the same thing, saying that Little Mermaid, they said the same thing about the Little Mermaid, saying that Halle Bailey faced racist backlash. No, people weren't really talking about Halle Bailey until she started inserting herself into conversations. And it wasn't racist backlash. They couldn't really find racist backlash or racist trolls. They couldn't really find anyone that is a racist backlash or racist trolls. They had to make up shit. Seriously, they couldn't find any. So these things are not racist trolls. They're just making statement of fact, but this is the world that we live in. Now, this is all I have for you regarding this. Let me know if this show is failing because of racist backlash, because the world is just racist and we just don't like this show, regardless of the fact that we've had black characters in Doctor Who prior to now. I think one of David Tennant's sidekick was a black woman and she was beloved. She got less criticisms and more love than the previous ones. We've had many, right? We've had a couple of them who have been black on the show. So let me know in the comment section below if you think the world is racist and that's the reason why this thing is failing, or you just think, yeah, lamestream media doing what lamestream media does. Either or, let me know in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Ding that bell for notification, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, peace, and Saya's out. Bye-bye.